What's up, everybody? It is your boy Johnny back here with another video, and today I'm doing a Prince video, and as you can see, it's a rant video. I'll be honest with you, this rant video has been in the works for a very long time, but since about a week ago, a little bit over a week ago now, we got that Prince Grammy tribute special on CBS, 2-hour special. It actually re-aired that next Saturday, so it did re-air. So as you can see in the title of my video, it's called Prince is More Than the 1980s and Purple Rain. And I'm going to talk about, not going to review, I'm just going to talk about those two tributes they had for Prince through the Grammys, and it's going to lead into my rant, alright? So let's go back to January earlier this year during the Grammy ceremony. This year, they paid tribute and homage to Prince. And the artist that did it was Usher, FKA Twigs, and Sheila that was leading the band behind them, which was very appropriate. And I just want to say, as far as tributes go, no tribute is bad. You know, tributes are great because whether you like how people perform the songs or not, I think tributes are great in general because, I mean, they're honoring an artist for their works in music, or maybe they're still alive or they're not alive anymore and they're honoring them. So I think it's great when any artist really gets a tribute, especially somebody like Prince who really deserves it. So I'm not going to talk about, like I said, I'm not going to really review it. I know some people are like, oh, well, no one could do them like the originals and da-da-da. Okay, we all know that. Whatever. Anyways, let me move on. So I watched that tribute, and we already knew going into the Grammys that we were getting a 2-hour tribute in April for Prince. So I'm like, all right, this is cool. Usher's doing it, FKA Twigs, Sheila E in the back, let's watch it. So I watched it, and I did enjoy it. I know he did get slammed about his performance a little bit from people. I thought it was alright. It wasn't bad. So I'm watching it, and he performed 3 songs. Little Red Corvette, I think When Doves Cry, and Kiss. Right away I noticed, I'm like, okay, these are all songs from the 1980s. Alright. And I just thought right away, I'm like, hopefully this isn't a little sneak peek of what we're going to get in April. Well, not too long after that, I guess they recorded this special for April, and about a week after that Grammys tribute, at the actual Grammys, the set list got out on, websites that, like Housequake, I guess, and maybe Prince.org and all that stuff. All these places, the set list for that tribute got out. And I saw that set list. And guess what? If you didn't watch the special, all the songs on that set list for that special were songs from the 1980s. I just don't get it, man. And it only covered from the years 1981 to 1987. Covering these albums. I just pulled my CDs out because I didn't want to hold up my big vinyl. I didn't feel like taking them out today. Covering, starting with Controversy. 1999. Oh, and who can forget Purple Rain? Around the World in a Day. Parade. And Signs of the Times. So a 6-year span of Prince music for a 2-hour special on a major network when the guy had a 40-year career and probably about 40 albums. This is why this video is called Prince is Bigger Than the 1980s and Purple Rain. For me, okay, it's just so aggravating and annoying that this is a huge opportunity to do a really fitting tribute for a guy who's amazing and expose people to more of his music than just the 80s, and they do just the opposite, and it was really aggravating. I mean, I feel, and I hate when they do this with him. They do this with Prince a lot. Just when you talk with Prince in general, like when people come up to me and say, hey, hey Johnny, who's your favorite music artist? Well, I like Elvis Presley, I like Michael Jackson, and I like Prince. And usually right after I say Prince, people are like, oh my gosh, Purple Rain, Purple Rain. I'm like, yeah, he's more than just Purple Rain. I'm just saying, he's more than that. It just pisses me off, that people, that tributes. I'm at a loss of words a little bit. I'm trying to stay focused. But it was just a huge opportunity for them to capitalize on this special and just expose people to a big array of his music. I mean, they missed a lot of other hits. They only did a 6-year span. They missed a lot of hits they could have put in the special. Like, let me show you real quick. Like, if you're a casual fan, maybe you don't know that Prince had 2 albums in the late 70s. And I mean, the song that could have been on there, which was a huge hit for him, huge major hit, his first major hit, was I Want to Be Your Lover off his second album. They didn't even do that. And what blows my mind is they didn't even do the 90s. Like, if you're going to do just essential albums, they didn't even do anything off Diamonds and Pearls. That's crazy. I mean, because they touched on the 90s, they were talking about, oh, Prince was having a bad relationship with Warner Brothers and he changed his name. Okay, you talked about changing his name for a second. Why didn't we do something off the Gold Experience at least? And then talking about riding Slave in his face and starting to break away from Warner Brothers. Well, why didn't we do something off Emancipation? When he broke free and was doing his own thing, right here. And then it skips a lot of years, like Prince didn't have a career or something. And this skips to 2004 when Prince made his comeback album, Musicology. What the hell was he coming back from? He always had a career this whole time. If you were a real dedicated fan, or as Prince would say, friend, you would understand that he had a career. But don't get me wrong, this was a good album, but you know what? They still didn't do nothing off this album either. And then they could have done, if they wanted to go even further with the whole Warner Brothers thing, they could have said, oh, well, he returned to Warner Brothers in 2014 and did this. I don't know. I'm just saying. It just blows my mind. And I'm not going to talk about the performance and review it. There's a lot of other reviews out there about it. Like I said earlier, no tribute's bad. They're paying homage to a guy. But I just wish they did more variety. Because I would hate for them to do this to an artist like Prince. Put a stamp on him in a space and time, or just a date in time. You can't define this guy just from Purple Rain. It's just like Michael Jackson. You can't define him from Thriller. Another big 80s star. You can't define George Michael from Faith. Those guys have so much more music. And let's step outside this thing. I mean, let me just talk about Purple Rain real quick. Purple Rain, this is probably going to make people fall out of their chair after I say this, but I don't listen to Purple Rain anymore. The album, the song, I don't listen to it because I heard it too many times. It's not that I hate it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I hate that album. I hate that song. It's a great album, but I just don't turn to it. Because especially after he passed away. Because what are all the songs you heard during the tributes? You heard Nothing Compares to You. You heard When Doves Cry, I Would Die for You, Purple Rain, Let's Go Crazy. Yes, they are all great songs, but come on, man. I mean, I just don't turn to it. I remember when he died, SiriusXM had one of their channels changed a straight up Prince channel for a month. That was awesome. But at the end of every hour, they played the song Purple Rain, Didn't Miss a Beat. That was crazy. I mean, I can go on and on about this, but I'm not. But I'm just going to talk about one more thing. Like, for example, let's go beyond the special. Let's talk about merchandise. We already know that Warner Brothers, they're going to capitalize off the 80s as much as they can. Because most of his career with Warner Brothers was from the 80s. And yes, it was probably his most successful part of his career and commercially successful with every album sales, touring. But look, there's more music. That's just the big thing. There's more music out there before and after Purple Rain. And I'm not trying to knock people for just liking the 80s. I'm just asking you just to give it a chance. You know, if you have a streaming service, check out some of his other music besides the 1980s or besides the hits. You know, there's some people just listen to the hits and that's it. I just ask people to at least give it a try. I'm not saying you gotta love it, you gotta like it more or whatever. Maybe you don't. It's, you know, it's all in the ear of the listener. So we all hear music differently. But like this, and actually I'm happy I ended up buying it. I bought this. But when they were advertising this, they made it so misleading for me, a guy like me. It was called The Beautiful Ones. I'm like, oh gosh, there they are, capitalizing off Purple Rain in the 80s again. And I remember reading like in a description about this book somewhere. It was like, it's the promotional, like a promotional thing they were doing. And it said, going up to 1984, Prince's most prolific year. I'm like, are you shitting me right now? I was going to not say it, but it said it. I'm just like, and after that, I didn't want to buy this book. The person who actually made me get interested in this book and made me understand why it was called The Beautiful Ones and why it went up to 1984 was the Prince's Friends channel. So I thank him for turning me onto this book, because I just started reading it. I just bought it, you know, since you can't really go anywhere. And I really am enjoying this book, enjoying it a lot. And oh yeah, you should really check out his review for the Grammy special too, tribute. It was really good, his review. But, you know, I don't want to ramble too long. I feel like I already did. And another thing is about that Grammy special, I don't know whose hands were in it. You know, if Sheila E. was in charge of the music directing of that, I'm kind of disappointed in her. I'm not going to lie. Because, but then again, like I said, you don't know how many hands were in it. I mean, directors, producers, the network. Right away, they're probably like, oh, let's do this song and this song and this song. And they're all from the 80s. Okay. Or unless the artists themselves got to choose their own songs. And what blew me away was that the Revolution, their performance was cut out of the special. That was crazy. They were part of Prince. They were with Prince. I think they performed the song Mountains from Parade. And they cut it from the special. Out of all the acts, they cut the Revolution. That's crazy to me. Ironic. But anyways, people, the moral of my story is check out his other music. That's all I want you to do. Because you may get turned off from it. Let me just give one more quick example and I'm going to shut it off, I promise. Like, you know, thank God Sony Legacy. There's a little bit of hope with Sony Legacy. Because they've been releasing stuff, I think, from basically 1996 to present. Like, albums like these. They've been releasing. And these. I got these all on vinyl, too. Well, anyways, when this one came out with this, and I think Planet Earth, a friend of mine who collects vinyl like me, he said, hey, Johnny, you going to get those vinyl releases? I said, hell yeah, of course I am. He's like, you know, I'm thinking about getting one, because he always just mostly listened to Prince in the 80s. He's like, I'm thinking about getting one of them. Which one should I get? I suggested 3121, because for me, this is around the time when I became a fan of Prince. I became a fan of Prince probably by seeing Purple Rain or hearing some early stuff, but then I dug deeper and I'm like, oh, this guy's coming out with a new album, so I'm going to buy it. So I bought this album the week it came out originally. I said, dude, try out 3121. And he bought it. And guess what? He loved it. And now he wants to keep up with all the other Prince releases that come out from now on. And I help him find original albums maybe he doesn't have, or original CDs, you know, and now he's turned on to Prince. Boom, made a fan right there because he gave it a chance. But, you know, I'm not saying that you have to become a fan of all his music. Again, please just give it a try. Seek out some of his albums. Maybe buy them. Maybe stream them. Check them out wherever they're available. But you know what, people? That's all I want to say. Because I really don't want to be repetitive, and I'm already starting to do that. But it's just, you know, it's just irritating. Watching that special was a little bit infuriating, and how the history was so vague and boring for me. But anyways. But all in all, like I said, tributes aren't bad. But anyways, people, that's it for this video. I hope you guys are being safe out there, taking care of your family, being good. I appreciate you all watching. What do you guys think? Leave a comment if you would like. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you guys next time. So see you later, and goodbye.